Hi there guys, today we are going to be looking at system security and identifying and preventing vulnerabilities. So, first way you can check to see if anything's going to go wrong is using penetration testing, and this is where you pay ordinarily white hat hackers to be able to look at your systems, be able to look at your network setup, look at how your security settings are in place to see where they can find any potential loopholes or gaps. The idea being that when they find anything, they say, right, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, this is what you can do to fix it. Companies can then make the changes, put things into place to then make sure that nothing else bad can happen to their network. What you can also do is network forensics, and this takes place after some form of attack has taken place. And it is really, really important that as soon as attack has taken place, and as soon as it is stopped, that not that much happens in the not too beginning of the part of what they're looking at, because the network forensics can then come in and have a look at and see what's gone on. They can trace where information has gone, they can trace to see where information has been taken from, and they can basically see how the attack was put together. And again, it's another form of looking at what's happened to then make sure that the same attack can't happen again in the future. And again, we can go back to network policies as we've looked at in another video. Network policies are really, really important. If your network is kept up to date, is kept secure, if everyone's using it for the correct methods, if your backups and disaster recoveries are okay, if you've got archiving policies in place, if you've got failover in case of things not performing correctly, network policies can help save you. So what do you want to do in your book? Answer those two questions, and again, as always, bonus points are available for using real life examples in your work. So give the video a quick pause, get the work questions answered, and then we'll crack on. So now we're going to look at anti-malware software. So again, I apologize for the horrendousness of this screenshot, but anti-malware software can scan for malware on your computer. It doesn't automatically remove it. First of all, it needs to scan for it, and that's one thing which you need to make sure you write correctly and carefully in your exam, is that anti-malware software scans for any malware which is on your device, and then it can say, look, we found this malware over here, what should we do with it? Shall we delete it, yes or no? The user then is prompted what to do. With the anti-malware software, it needs to stay regularly updated, because of course viruses are being created every day. By the time I've probably finished recording all these videos today, there's going to be another 10-20 pieces of malware at least on the internet which is ready to infect people's computers, so it needs to stay on top of things. Firewalls, again, very useful. They are like having a nightclub bouncer for your PC, for your network. So you've got all the data, all the traffic coming in from the internet. The firewall looks at the traffic which is coming in, and if it looks like it's legitimate traffic, then it says, yep, you can go in through to the network, as we can see by the green line there. Or it can see, oh, actually, you know what? That's not good traffic at all. We need to not allow that in. And it just says to the bad traffic, we can see where designated here by the red lines. We can say, nope, you're not coming in. Go away, please. So firewalls can protect a network by allowing the good data in and keeping the bad data out. You can get hardware firewalls and software firewalls. Hardware firewalls are normally better, have more configuration settings, and are generally received first by a virus, because you can have that. Not by a virus, by a hack attack, and they're normally the first things which have got the connection to the internet straight away. You can get software firewalls as well as another line of defense, but once something has got inside of a network, if you've not got a hardware firewall there, it can be quite risky. Most large companies have got hardware firewalls and software firewalls because they need to make sure their networks remain up and as secure as possible. User access levels are again very, very, very helpful. It would be nice if everyone has admin access to everything so they can do what they need to, but unfortunately that's not the case. So for example, the school I work at, if we're looking at a history teacher or if we're looking at one of the kitchen staff, they don't need admin access to anything. All they need to be able to do is log in, do their teaching, do their stuff, and go back home again. Even the head teacher doesn't have admin access because they don't need to know what's going on. They could see things cannot go quite well for them. So the only people who've got admin access are the people who need to change the settings, need to modify things, need to add new users, need to keep the network updated. Guest access is available for public resources. So again, if someone's just walking in and to a company, they shouldn't be able to edit things or change things. They should just be able to access things publicly. So user access levels, using user access levels correctly, really, really, really important. So we can see here a couple of questions for you in your book, and again, as always, bonus points on offer get those real life examples in there, because it's showing me that you're doing research, you're looking at wider scope of things, and when it comes around to those 8-mark questions in your exams, that's going to be really helpful for you. So give the video a quick pause, and then we'll crack on. This is going to sound quite crazy, but passwords need to be secure. I know it's a shock, it's a horror. You should never write your passwords down ever, because if someone finds your list of all your passwords, you've lost access to pretty much all of your accounts. So here we can see from this lovely image, 123456. Let's not have that as a password, although that is one of the most commonly used passwords on the planet. Again, we've got QWERTY as a password, which is the top 6 characters, or the first 6 characters in the top left-hand corner of your keyboard. Not a good password. We've then got some random characters there, which can be quite helpful as a password because it's really hard to crack. If we think back about brute force attacks, the first 2 passwords are going to be found quite quickly and quite easily, whereas the last password there is going to be quite difficult for someone to brute force attack, because they're not going to have a clue for how to start. So passwords need to be secure. They need to have capital letters in, lowercase letters in, numbers in, special characters. So for example, the $ or the pound sign, or if you dare even put the euro sign in there, you're a brave person if you do. But passwords need to be able to stay secure. And we also need to make sure we're encrypting information as well. Encryption is ridiculously important, especially if we think, say, online banking. You want to make sure that when you're sending transactions on online banking, when you're logging into online banking, when you're moving funds around, that everything you're doing is encrypted. Because the encryption means that if someone's intercepting your data, if someone is taking your data from you, they're not able to understand what is going on. With encryption, you need to have a key which is used for encrypting the information and then used for decrypting the information, and only the people who have got the key can decrypt the information. So making sure keys are kept secure, obviously very important, but then also making sure people have got the keys so they can encrypt and decrypt the information, again, is very important. So encryption is ridiculously important. If someone is going to do an SQL injection attack, and all they get back is encrypted information, they don't know what the key is, they haven't got a clue, they don't know what to do with the data, it's useless to them. So what I want you to do now, finally, is, again, last couple of questions for you. Again, get those real life examples in there for you. I hope this video has been helpful. I look forward to marking your work, and I shall see you later. Bye-bye.